family friends. I know I'm a little bit late to this party, but in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you my cold sniff impressions of the newest Kringle Reserve launch. Now, these candles have actually been available for about a week at the time that I am planning to upload this video. And the reason why I didn't get this video to you earlier was, well, when these candles were delivered on my doorstep, I was all aboard on the beautiful Sun Princess cruise ship down in the Caribbean. We had a wonderful family vacation. It's back to reality, back to momming, cooking my own food, doing housework, but I'm also home to burn some of my favorite fragrances, and that does make me pretty happy. It was actually kind of exciting to come home and have some packages to open up. So like I said, I know that I'm a little bit late on this, but quite a few of you guys have said that you are still interested in my impressions of these candles. I believe that they're all still available. This is a predominantly floral heavy collection, which we do know that Kringle does tend to do with their reserve line. You guys, I'm going to be skipping over my words a little bit. I haven't filmed in 2.5 weeks, so it might be a little bit of a turbulent ride here, but stick with me. I promise I'll get you all the information. But Kringle, what they tend to do with their reserve collections, I've noticed that they tend to be like a fall collection or a gourmand heavy or a fresh heavy. But this time it tends to be, this one is a floral reserve release, which I'm going to be honest with you guys, florals are not usually really my cup of tea. You guys know fresh cotton laundry scents. I like the way that they smell on cold, but they do tend to give me a headache. Florals are kind of right up there with me too. I've learned to appreciate floral scents a little bit more over the years, but yeah, they're hit or miss, and I'm going to talk about that at the very end of this video. But let's not waste any more time. As always, all of the fragrances that I am talking about today will be listed and linked down below for you with timestamps. Full disclosure, you guys, these candles were sent to me in PR from Kringle. I do always like to be honest and upfront about that. And I do have an affiliate code with Kringle. It is Katie15. If you are interested in getting a 15% discount on your purchase, please only use that if you're comfortable doing so, as that is eligible for a commission. I feel like I've touched on all of the things here. Yes, I have. Again, a little bit rusty. So why don't I go ahead and talk about these candles? Because truthfully, you guys, I actually haven't even really watched any of my fellow ambassadors, their impressions of these candles. I really didn't want my opinion tainted when I came home to smell these. I'm going to tell you guys, I don't know if any other ambassadors have talked about this. There are two fragrances in here that are actually quite similar, in my opinion, to existing Kringle fragrances. I don't believe that they're repackages, but I do believe that they are sister fragrances, so I will make sure to talk about that here. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the first candle. This is Pink Peony and Pomelo. So the fragrance notes on Pink Peony and Pomelo are peony, grapefruit, green pear, bergamot, amber, and floral. So what does my nose detect? I like this. I smell the peony, but I also smell that grapefruit note here. Oh boy, you guys, this might be rough. I definitely smell the grapefruit note in here. The grapefruit note in this candle is very similar to the note that was providing a little bit of an effervescence in the what was it? The Champagne Bliss candle that was part of like their winter reserve collection. So if you like that note, I think you're going to like this. It's a different fragrance, but I do get, there's definitely citrus in here mixed with the peony. It's a nice floral fragrance, but I would say that this is more in line for those of you who really like a good citrus mixed with your floral. This is the fragrance that you're probably going to want to gravitate towards. Again, if you like that grapefruit note that Kringle tends to put in a lot of their candles, or if you're just a fan of grapefruit. I wouldn't say that this is a grapefruit candle. It's grapefruit and the floral of peony in here. But it's definitely pretty well balanced. I don't feel like one is stronger than the other. But yeah, that's what my nose smells in this one. The next fragrance I wanted to talk about is Midnight Dahlia. Very pretty, kind of simple photo here. Now, the fragrance notes on Midnight Dahlia are freesia petals, lily of the valley, fresh citrus, garden mint, green leaves, white jasmine, cedar wood, and musk. So, okay, this is an interesting one. I definitely get that top note of freesia petals, and freesia I always have to be very careful with because it's one of those fragrance notes similar to like a too heady of a rose for me. Freesia is one of the fragrance notes that will give me a headache. I do detect it on the top. However, when I sniff the candle a little bit more, when I put my nose in it a little bit more, there is kind of like a I mean this in the best way, kind of like a dirtiness, like a green earthiness to this candle. I had Cody smell these and he said the same thing. He's like, it almost reminds him of like the soil in a garden bed, where you get the greenness of the flowers that are growing, but it also has a little bit of like an earth type of scent to it. Little bit of like a grounded earth type of fragrance. I know that's kind of a strange thing to describe, but for those of you who love a little bit more earthy floral, I think that this is the fragrance that you're going to like the most. I actually, I live in Arizona, so our ability to grow a lot of these like common flowers that other people in various parts of the world and in the United States grow, I don't really have like I don't have a lot of flowers growing in my garden because they all die by the end of May. It's too hot here. But yeah, I don't really smell anything minty in here. It says garden mint. I don't detect a mint. I do get that top note of freesia petals. It's not a super heady freesia, but I do smell some of it. But the more I stick my nose in it, it's like that green, earthy type of fragrance. It's okay. It's not really something that if I were to walk into a store and pick it up and decide if I wanted to purchase it, I would probably pass on that. But yeah, that is my thought on those are my thoughts on that candle. All right, the next candle, which honestly, when I saw this collection, this was the fragrance that I was the most excited about. Those of you who have been following me for any length of time, you guys know one of my all-time favorite florals, probably my favorite floral, if I'm being honest with you, from Kringle Candle, is their fresh lilac scent. So when I saw that they had a lilac and lily, you better believe that my ears were perked. Fragrance notes on this are lilac, lily, green, floral, musk, and moss. And oh, I'm not disappointed at all. I love this. Okay, so I love the fresh lilac scent. This is a different fragrance than fresh lilac. Do I think that it might complement fresh lilac? Probably. I actually see myself burning this with more of like a vanilla, like a vanilla cake note. I tend to like to do that sometimes with floral scents. I like to mix them with either a vanilla gourmand or like a lemon gourmand, particularly in the springtime. You guys know I love my fragrance combos. I like this. This has got a little bit different take on it because I do smell that lily coming through. It's not too heady of a lily though for me. Um, yeah, there's lilac, there's lily in here, but they're really well balanced out. It's definitely a different fragrance from the fresh lilac. If I were to be 100% honest with you, fresh lilac is still probably my favorite just because that just smells like straight up lilac bushes, like freshly cut right off of the branch. You get the woodiness, you get all of that. And I've shared numerous times that I have a particular scent memory with lilacs. So I think that's why I give that one the edge a little bit. But this also smells really nice. Little tiny bit of powderiness the more that I sniff it. Yeah, it's definitely not just lilac dominant. There is the fragrance of lily. And of course, they say like a musk and a moss, maybe the mossiness in there. It's not too green or mossy, but there is a little bit more of a green element to this. So if you are debating, if you are somebody who wants a lilac fragrance, if you want something that smells authentically fresh lilacs off of the branches with that woody accord in it, you're going to want to go for fresh lilac. But if you want something that's a little bit more focused on the floral and the green elements of a lilac, maybe a couple of other, I would say like floral components with it, you're probably going to want to go this direction. If you like a little bit more of a powdery floral, I think that you're going to like this one. But I am excited to burn this one because, yeah, I definitely love lilac fragrances. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Honey Blossom. I know that this is another fragrance that a lot of people have been showing a lot of interest in. Fragrance notes on Honey Blossom are honey, wood, floral, spice, amber, and wood. And here's the thing, you guys. All right, I opened this up and I sniffed it and I was like, smells kind of familiar. I was like, I've smelled another Kringle candle like this before. Now, did I think that it was an exact dupe? No, I'm not saying it is. I was racking my brain. If you like Kringle candles succulents, I'll put a picture up of it right here for you. If you have tried that candle, if you like it, you're going to like this fragrance. I feel like this is in the same family. I feel like this is a sister to succulents. So it had me curious. I did go on the Kringle website and look up the fragrance notes on succulents to just see, like, am I crazy or am I drawing comparisons? So the fragrance notes on succulents, top notes are earth, incense, cinnamon stick, blackberry. Didn't get any of that. Mid notes, raw honey, clove leaf, smoked leather, base notes of patchouli, dark woods, and vanilla bean. So you're seeing in here that the note of honey is the same. So that note in the succulents, the honey note that they're using there is the same honey note that they're using in this candle. So if you like the way that it's done in that candle, you're going to like that one. I will say succulents, I think, had slightly, maybe a little bit more earthiness to it. This seems slightly sweeter. But honestly, you guys, I would put them as sisters. I feel like they are very, very similar fragrances. What else are they saying in here? There's a wood note in here. Was there amber in that one? No, they're saying patchouli. And I guess I could see that one was a little bit more of a perfumey honey note. But again, I'm just going to tell you, if you've tried succulents, if you like succulents, you're going to like this candle. If you've tried succulents and you're just kind of like about it, then you're probably going to want to pass on this one because, again, very, very similar fragrance profile to my nose. And then the other candle that also smells a little bit familiar to me is Purple Majesty, which, by the way, the packaging on this is very pretty. The fragrance notes on this are amber, floral, fruit, spice, and sandalwood. And again, this was one that I opened. I smelled it and I was like, that smells a little bit familiar. Where have I smelled that before? If you purchase the Halloween collection from Kringle, those of you who are a fan of the fragrance Sinister, this is the springtime version of Sinister. Sorry, I just hit my mic. This is the springtime version of Sinister. The fruit notes that are in here smell very, very similar to my nose. So the fragrance notes on Sinister were top notes of ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cardamom, mid notes of Moscato wine, dark plum, and cranberries, base notes of amber, vanilla, coconut, and musk. So here's the thing, you guys. This is where I think there's a lot of similarities. Those mid notes, we're just getting fruit listed on here. The fruit notes very much smell like that Moscato wine, dark plum, cranberry combination. That's what I'm smelling in here. And then the base note, even though this one says that the base note is sandalwood in here, the sandalwood sometimes, if you combine musk, vanilla, and coconut, sometimes those together can share some similarities to me, at least to my nose, with sandalwood. And then they're also mentioning in here that they're spices. Well, what are the top notes on Sinister? Ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom. So this one, I'm not going to say it's a repackage because I don't believe it's a repackage, or maybe I could say that if I actually still had the Sinister candle in my hand. I did end up actually sending that to one of my subscribers. But this to me, very, very similar. Like once I figured it out, I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm smelling. So again, if you liked Sinister in the Halloween, if you've already burned through it and you want another similar fragrance, then Purple Majesty is going to be your girl. So those are my thoughts on all 5 of these candles. Now, here's the thing, you guys. I am the most excited to burn the Lilac and Lily. That I think was pretty obvious throughout this little sniff session here. This is clearly my favorite. This is the one that I was eyeing. This is the one that, honestly, if these candles were not sent to me in PR, this is probably the one candle that I would have purchased. I probably would have been intrigued a little bit about that Honey Blossom one too. However, you guys know, if you have been keeping up with my candle collection series videos, that last year I got really intentional about getting to know my collection and got a pretty good handle on that. And one of my goals for 2025 has been to kind of get back to burning fragrances that I genuinely am excited about, candles that we could say, borrowing from Marie Kondo, spark joy for me. And With that being said, I'm trying to find the balance between doing that and providing candle reviews for all of you without, because I don't want my collection to get out of hand again. I don't want it to feel, I don't want to say out of hand because it never really was out of hand. For me personally, it was starting to feel a little bit overwhelming, and I don't want to get to that place again. So, with trying to prioritize burning candles that I'm excited about, it means that I need to find something to do with the candles that I just feel kind of about. And if I'm being honest with you, the other four candles, other than the lilac and lily, I just feel about. So my solution this time around, I have already reached out to my friend Connor here on YouTube, Connor from Connor Loves Candles. He is a fellow Kringle candle brand ambassador. However, he did not receive this launch in PR. And so I reached out to him and I said, hey, Connor, would you like me to ship these candles to you after I do my cold sniff impressions video? Would you like to have these candles? I know you love florals. I know you know Kringle scents. I know that you enjoy doing candle reviews. And I feel like these would be a good fit for you. And even in then, I feel like I would still be doing, I would say, still be doing the right thing with the brand by passing these on to another one of their ambassadors to do reviews for you, for them, I don't know, for the general public. These are going to get reviewed. They're just not going to get reviewed by me because, like I said, I'm not crazy about them, and I feel like that might actually skew. I don't want to say skew my review, but maybe it might. If we're just being honest with ourselves, if we're having to like burn fragrances that we're just not crazy about, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that could have an impact. So, anyways, good news, you guys. These candles, the four candles that I'm not crazy about, are going to be shipped out to Connor. So maybe make sure you're subscribed to his channel as well, because he will probably be sharing his thoughts and probably give you a post-burn review. But you can count on me definitely for the lilac and lily one. I do plan to burn it. I will make sure that I do a dedicated post-burn review for all of you. So please feel free to hit the old thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Did you purchase from this collection? Or are you kind of like, florals aren't really my thing? I feel like florals are kind of polarizing in the home fragrance community. There are people who really, really love them, and other people who are like, nope, they give me a headache, or I just don't enjoy them. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the comment box down below. Stay tuned for later on this week. I am still trying to get a couple of post-burn candle reviews up for you. I can't remember if it's going up. It might have gone up before this one. I did do a review on the Homeworks Cutie Pie candle, and I am hoping within the next week to get reviews up of Red Velvet and Bittersweet, and maybe even the Strawberry Prosecco, the other kind of like Valentine's Day reserve candles from Kringle. I'm trying to get those up and share my thoughts with you. And then, of course, I will be doing my February candle chat, where I want to share with you what I am currently bringing into my burn rotation and share with you a couple of candles that I received in PR from Homeworks. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.